Welcome to Blue Stadium on the campus of Lawrence Tech University for today's NAIA Women's Lacrosse National Championship game between the Ravens of Benedictine College and the Blue Devils of Lawrence Tech University. National Association, Intercollegiate Athletics, and its member schools are committed to promoting character development in collegiate athletics by embracing the values of integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and servant leadership in the field of play, in the classroom, and our local community. With that in mind, I ask all players, coaches, officials, and spectators to help us by being positive role models before, during, and after today's game. The national anthem provides student athletes and fans an important and time-honored opportunity to honor our country and recognize its principles. The NAIA asks you to please stand, move your caps, and pay respect to America with the playing our national anthem.
Good afternoon, NAIA Women's Lacrosse Nation. We want to welcome here to the beautiful Lawrence Tech Field. It is a beautiful Saturday afternoon, clear skies, warm weather. What could possibly be asked for a better national championship game? Joining me to my right, Nick Kaiser. Kaiser, what do you think we're going to see here? You got the 1 versus the 6 seed.
Hard-fought battle. I think Lawrence Tech's coming in hot. I think Benedictine kind of getting that first upset, getting the big win yesterday. They're coming in. They're fired up. Definitely going to be a tall task going against the number 1 seed, but I think we're going to have a great game today here in Southfield, Michigan.
Yeah, and joining us down on the sideline is Elizabeth Kuhn, so we're going to throw down to Elizabeth.
Hey guys, I'm Elizabeth Kuhn here at Lawrence Tech for the NAIA National Championship. L2 has a chance of winning its first ever national championship on their home turf, and Benedictine can win their first championship since '67. It's going to be a really exciting game of lacrosse here tonight. Stick with us. Back to you guys.
And thanks for that, Elizabeth. We really appreciate you down there on the field, catching all the action and being our fly on the wall. But, Nick, the big storyline today, so we have LTU trying to win their first national championship at home, on their home turf, and we have Benedictine trying to win their first one since '67.
Yeah, I think no matter who wins today, it's definitely going to be a pretty historic win. Obviously, Lawrence Tech, like you said, going for their first one in program history, and what an incredible thing that would be able to happen if they were able to win that on home field.
Yeah, and I know that talking to Coach Meltzer before the game, she's always really calm, cool, and collected. But I could tell she's a little pumped and a little excited.
Yeah, absolutely. National championship game, last one of the year for some of these girls that are seniors. It's the last one of their lacrosse career. So, I mean, there's always definitely going to be some sort of nervous feeling going into this game. You're obviously playing for a national championship, and you start the season with however many teams are in the NAIA women's lacrosse. I think it's upwards of like 30 or 40.
32, I think.
32. So 32 teams start out, 2 teams left. It's a battle to the finish.
Yeah, and then speaking of seniors, another big storyline for Benedictine is Natalie Wechter, as she has that injured left knee. I talked to Benedictine's coach. She said that no matter what, she's going to go, that she's an absolute warrior. They might change up the way she's played, but when I was down there for pregame, she had a pretty solid brace on, and it was pretty solidly taped.
Yeah, you're this late into the season, you're this late into the tournament, you have the chance at a national championship. You do whatever you can to suck it up and play through. I mean, you have all summer to recover. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Throw a brace on it so you can't injure it anymore and give it your best.
And, I mean, it really shows as she pulled through in that game on Thursday to beat SCAD, which they finally knocked them out the national championship after getting beat by them over previous years, as Benedictine's coach is an alum. And Coach Hansen is really kind of showed their support there. So it's definitely going to be an interesting matchup. We have one team that they have quite a few goal scorers, and then we have another team on the other side that they're very well balanced, and you could really see a goal come from anywhere. As one of the standouts in that game against Reinhardt was Abby Barnwald, who at the beginning of the year was the defender.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things you're gonna see players emerge as goal scorers as your primary scorers are starting to get locked down, not really getting the lane, pulling their strongest defender. So you're going to see those second, third, fourth, fifth offensive players getting on the scoreboard and having these standout games. And that's the versatility that Lawrence Tech has. If they shut down their top two scorers, the other six that are on the field playing offense just as able to score as their top scorers. So I think that's going to be a tough task for Benedictine's defense, is able to shut down Lawrence Tech's offense. And right now, I think if Lawrence Tech's defense plays the way it's been playing, shouldn't have a problem today.
Yeah, and I'm definitely excited to see what we get here. As we got Robinson versus, it looks like, Erica Odell. As we saw Odell's speed really kind of take over that game at certain parts. But Robinson was pretty lights out in the draw. And it looks right away Robinson's going to get her first draw control of the day.
I think that's another thing. If Robinson can really dominate the draw controls today, it's going to be a long day for Benedictine's defense.
Yeah, as she had a 72 or just under a 72% success rate on the draw controls versus Reinhardt. And you kind of, towards the end of the game, you really saw them that kind of started dragging them down, and and Spintowski's going to break free, and Stiletti, number 2 goalie in the nation, making a big save there. So that's another thing we got here, as one of the goalies not really talked about as one of the top in the nation, but has slowly snuck her way up there throughout the season, is Aklush.
Absolutely. I think Aklush doesn't get the respect she deserves. She has stood on her head this whole tournament, being the backbone of that Lawrence Tech defense. But she makes the big saves when they need her to, and I would say a very, very, very underrated goalie in the NAIA.
Yeah, and in that conference championship game, to show kind of Aklush's spirit and how hard she wanted to win and wants to win, is Barnwald is going to pick up this ground ball and go the other way. After the game, she actually passed out on the field.
Wow.
And finally talked to her a couple days after to see how she was doing. She just said she was super overheated because it was the first warm day of the year. And, I mean, I could only imagine kind of the pressure in that game, as it came down to a 15-14 win for the Blue Devils to win the conference championship.
That's the definition of putting everything on the line. When you are so physically exhausted after a game that you pass out on the field, that is giving it everything you have for the entire game.
And Spintowski already pushing Stiletti, as that's going to be her second straight on shot. And Wachter trying to get the pass off here. A little bit of funky pass. She finds Gelbach. And Connolly's going to send that over to Simonson. Now back around the corner to Claire Ryan. Did she have a day against SCAD? To Odell. Odell's going to grab the first of the game. 12-16 left in the first. Odell grabbing her first one of the day. And talk about someone who's had a tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. That she definitely just showcased a little bit of her speed right there. Noticed the Lawrence Tech defense doing a little bit of ball watching, back cut a little bit, found herself open in the middle of the net. Great pass. Great job to get Aklush kind of stretched out and buries it.
Yeah, and she's one of those players that have really kind of showed up. That's going to be her 61st goal on the year. And definitely a huge one, as Claire Ryan also going to get the assist there. She will definitely be somebody we'll see on the score sheet probably a lot today. And that one's still going, but it looks like Gelbach going to pick up another ground ball. Connolly going down there, but that's going to be a free possession for the Ravens. So Simonson with it down on that right side. As we've kind of seen Wechter, she was in that attack mode. Now she's more of that kind of side passer, so they can still have her stick skills there, but definitely that knee puts her, I would say, under 50% of what we'd really see from her. Because her speed was one of her huge contributors to why she was doing so well.
Absolutely. You can definitely tell she's a little bit slowed down by that knee, but still having her on the field, having one of your primary point getter, maintaining her ability to stay on the field is definitely something that's going to help Benedictine. You may not get the scoring she used to out of her, but you're at least going to get her playmaking, her vision, and her overall presence on the offensive side of the field.
Yeah, and to back that up, Wechter with 89 goals and 29 assists on the season for 118 points. 1 goal away from the 90-goal plateau and 2 away from hitting 120 points on the season. And, I mean, you couldn't ask anything more out of one of your senior attackers.
Absolutely not.
Now right to the middle, looking for Burke there, but England going to be able to pick up that pass. So Blue Devils off the bat a little slow, maybe a tiny bit sloppy with some of their passes.
A little bit, just kind of looks like they're trying to force it a little bit, which, I mean, understandably so. First 5 minutes in the national championship game, nerves are a little bit high. Just kind of got to settle down a little bit, take a deep breath, and play like it's just another game.
Yeah, and we kind of saw this in the quarterfinal matchup with Siena Heights, where that first quarter they were a little sloppy, and Siena jumped on that, and then they just stormed right back and were able to come through and win that one by 2. Connolly trying to find something, finds Ryan on the back left side. Somebody's trying to break free, but the defense shuts it down, doing a really good job of cleaning the house. And Aklush going to intercept that pass. Now it's going to be going the other way. And she finds Spentowski, who can really turn on the Jets when she wants to, and she's going to take off. Ryan's going to try and put the pressure on, but Spentowski breaks through the outside and finds Mitchell.
Honestly, I think the only person on this Benedictine team that can keep up with Spentowski is Odell. And even then, I think Spentowski's got her beat by at least a yard just because of the height difference.
Yeah, that extra maybe 2-3 inches could definitely have an impact, especially on the stride once you get up to full speed. And Spentowski's going to try and break free. Shot. That one goes wide right. 8:55 left in the first quarter. And Hubner creeps up the left side. Back to Spentowski, and she's going to set up shop up top now. She tried spinning off, and she gets shoved down. Great defense there by Margot Gelbach. Now Aiden McInerney finds Wechter on the right side. So with that push, I mean, earlier in the tournament, maybe would have seen a push with possession there. But it seems like they're letting them play today.
Yeah, I definitely think this high stakes of a game, any of those calls that might be able to go either way, I think they're going to kind of let it slide and let the girls play today.
Yeah, and there was a nice save there by Klush as she had to drop down and kind of block her with her chest. Definitely an old school goalie style.
Yeah, doing whatever you can to get your body in front of the ball, keep it from going in the back of the net.
And Wallagora able to pick up that missed pass. Definitely someone who we've seen kind of show out on the defensive side.
Now, I was able to talk to Klush after last game. She said she tweaked her knee a little bit late in the third quarter, so hopefully that can hold up for her. Doesn't seem to have a brace on her or anything, so hopefully just a little ice and rehab over the day off.
Yeah.
Did wonders for her.
Yeah, sometimes just kind of taking a day to relax and kind of settle, kind of let your body go, okay, we're chill.
Yep.
Let's keep it moving. But knowing her, even if she needed one, she probably wouldn't use it because she just wants to get it going and do her job. Now Barnwold's going to set up on the right side. She does have the ability to cut. That one's going to pop open. Give and go here. And Stiletti able to stick in there and get real sneaky with that. Take it away.
Yeah, so far in this game, I think Benedictine's doing a really good job getting their stick in the passing lanes and not letting Lawrence Tech get to the middle of the field in the offensive zone. I think that's been a big thing that Lawrence Tech has pretty much relied on all season and how they're able to get the majority of their goals. But Benedictine's handling them right now.
Yeah, and Jarvis stepping up there kind of created that whole entire turnover right there, the junior from Medina, Ohio. And Barnwell back up top. And this is more the style we see from the Blue Devils, that let's spread it out, let's look for open holes. And they were looking for Robinson there. She's going to cut back, low backhand shot. And 5:50 left, still 1-0 Benedictine over the Blue Devils. And Lawrence Tech looking like they finally set in. There's a quick stick tap there from Odell. And that's going to be a turnover off the missed pass. It's going to go out of bounds. And McInerney is going to carry it down. Finds Wechter in the midfield. Now to Connolly. To Ryan. Odell was cutting across the middle, but Wechter right there. Big save by Klush. Over the middle finds Bella Burke, who was known at the beginning of the season for her offensive side, but really has shown her defensive abilities this tournament. Now Gabby Mitchell sends that one down to Smythe. Another freshman for the Blue Devils as they got three out there. To the middle, Smintowski not able to grab it cleanly, but she's going to get a free possession shot. And probably one of the most dangerous shooters for the Blue Devils. 53 goals on the year, 68 points. She's got 88 shots on goal this season.
Yeah, I think one of the big thing that helps her out in the free possession shots is her speed. She's able to get in close.
Goes for the pass. Mitchell, goal! Goal number 1 for the Blue Devils, and it's going to be the captain, the junior from Farmington Hills, Gabby Mitchell. What you were saying, Nick?
I was saying the speed is what's going to help her, but right now it's the vision. Gabby Mitchell and Smintowski on the same page, cutting back, getting that backdoor wide open shot. Great play by the Blue Devils offense.
Yeah, and I mean, that's that passing ability. That's when, you know, the Blue Devils are kind of, all right, we settled in, is when they start getting those sneaky, elusive passes that just kind of come out of nowhere.
I mean, that just shows how on the same page this entire Blue Devils offense is. There was probably zero communication between Mitchell and Smintowski, but Gabby Mitchell knew exactly what to do.
No, it was a look.
It was, you just look at them.
A quick look.
Just a quick look, and they know.
So that's going to be Smintowski's 16th assist on the season, and Mitchell's going to grab her 29th goal in the year, one away from hitting that 30-goal plateau. Now Odell going to go the other way, and Robinson maybe has met her match in the draw control department with Odell.
Maybe. A little too soon to tell.
As right now it's 2-1. And talk about a quick turnaround. Benedictine's going to score one. They did it so quick, I didn't even see who scored that. And that's going to be number 20, the junior from Highland Ranch, Colorado, Grace Simonson. And she's going to get assisted by Natalie Wechter as the vets and seniors on this Benedictine team really passing the ball well. So talk about a quick turnaround.
Yeah, Lawrence Tech definitely kind of needs to buckle down a little bit defensively. Obviously, that's a great answer to Lawrence Tech school, but right now Lawrence Tech needs to get the ball and put one back.
And Robinson able to get that one close to Burke, but England's going to get there first. Wechter getting her 30th assist on the year. And Simonson's going to grab her 12th goal on the season. And Klusch, another big save. And Odell with the rebound chance, and it looked like that one went off the side of the net. Missed opportunity to go up by 2. Odell just missing a little wide right. Now Axie Vang, one of the captains on this team, especially on the defensive side. And Robinson bobbing and weaving her way in. Mitchell, one of the captains on the offensive side. Smythe, having one heck of a freshman campaign for this Blue Devil squad. Mitchell's still trying to bob her way in, and she's going to get a free possession shot now.
Benedictine's defense is not afraid to throw the shoulders and the body around a little bit. I don't think that's something this Lawrence Tech offense is used to.
Yeah, we really saw that against SCAD, as that game really just turned into an old-fashioned knockdown, bare-knuckle brawl, it seemed like, in that fourth quarter. But Blue Devils able to get the ball back here. Dump to the middle, was looking for Burke. Pass kind of bounced all over. Hubner, that one's going to go off the foot of Stiletti. And Garcia tried to keep that one going. It's still going. Smintowski tried to swat it back down. Couldn't. And that one's going to miss a little bit as Weinberg tried to send it out, and it got intercepted by Wallagora. And we are going to get a quick timeout here. So as we go into a timeout, we'll be right back on the NAIA Sports Network. And as we come back, we just want to thank BSN Sports and Nike, as they are proud to be the official apparel and footwear provider of the NAIA headquarters. Use promo code NAIA2122 to get 20% off Nike products at bsnsports.com. So, Nick, as we come back into the last minute 55 of this first quarter, I mean, the Blue Devils seem to be on the attack, but they just, can't get past the wall that is Stiletti.
Yeah, I think it'll take some time, just kind of settle in.
And right there's going to be goal number 2.
I think Lawrence Tech's ears were burning a little bit.
I call it the commentator curse.
Commentator curse.
As Smythe's going to grab her first goal of the championship final. And what a huge moment for the freshman.
Just kind of peeking down. Shout out Lawrence Tech fans. Even though move-in day was yesterday and today, they are showing out today in a sea of white and blue.
Yeah, and you want to talk about freshmen. The freshman connected right there as Smythe from Robinson. As Smythe's going to pick up her 35th on the season. Talk about having one heck of a freshman year.
Yeah, and she's doing that as a freshman. The more mature she gets as a player throughout her 4 or 5 years here, she's just going to get even more and more dangerous.
Yeah, I can't wait to see where she is as a senior. That's going to be fun to watch, with especially a lot of the freshmen on this Lawrence Tech team, as they are underclassmen heavy. Now Barnwald able to grab that one. Vang just missing the pass a little bit. But Mitchell's there for the escape. And now the Blue Devils taking their time to set up shop here.
Something tells me in that timeout, Coach Meltzer told them, slow it down. Take a deep breath, slow it down, do what you know what to do.
Right here, Robinson's going to go low. Goal by the other freshman.
And the authority on the stick throw, that is a thing of beauty. Great job keeping it out of the crease, pushing that edge, and sneaking it around Stiletti to take the lead.
And I really wish we had a replay of all the stick throws from the tournament, because it has been aggressive. And I think my favorite one was actually by Odell on Thursday. She threw that thing a good 20 feet.
Yeah. Kind of a, hey, ref, if you want to check this stick, go get it.
Yeah, go find it. Fetch. But with 59.4 left, the Blue Devils go back up by 1. Robinson grabbing her 20th on the year. And the other freshman for the Blue Devils as an attack, Hannah Hubner, getting involved for an assist.
I think Robinson's found her groove on the draw controls.
Yeah, she's jumped out now as she brought it back tied. So it's 3-3 and 38 seconds left. Blue Devils on the attack again, and plenty of time here. And Spentowski almost able to slip through there. Now Ravens going the other way. And Wechter able to get that one as she's going to go against Wallagora. Pulls the brakes, 14 seconds left. And we got a whistle. Not 100% sure what's going on, but time's running, so here we go. To the middle, Ryan over the top, tying goal, 6.6 seconds left. And the senior from Osterville, Massachusetts, Claire Ryan's going to tie this one up at 3. And I always call those the last second goals the backbreakers, because it really just
takes the wind out of you.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's not a goal going into halftime. I think those are the worst. Going into the end of the quarter, maybe. Going into halftime, that can really take the wind out of the sails, and and deflate a team to come out slow the next quarter. But this late tying, or this early tying goal, end of one, not too much to be concerned about.
Yeah, and looking over at the Blue Devil bench, it's good to see number 10, Katie Waits, the senior from Milford, Michigan, as she had a ACL tear that ended her season. It was a huge loss for the Blue Devils in the middle of the season, but plenty of players have stepped up. But kind of good to see her out supporting the team. But as we go into the second, tie game 3-3, both teams fighting for that top spot in the national championship for the NAIA. We'll be right back on the NAIA Sports Network.
As we start the second quarter here, coming in tied 3-3. Benedictine getting the late goal in the first quarter. I think right now, I don't think Lawrence Tech has much to worry about, nothing to be concerned about. I think right now Odell is matching up to Smintowski very well in the Blue Devils offensive zone. I think the speed versus speed is definitely going to shut her down. So hopefully the Blue Devil offense can come out and get some more people kind of out on the scoreboard and take Odell pretty much out of this game.
Yeah, and talking to Coach Hansen and the Ravens defense, I asked her if there's any, like keys or plans for today, and she goes, basically talked about just kind of going about how they always do, as the team has to go against Ryan, has to go against McInerney, has to go against Wechter every day. And they have a lot of confidence in their goalie, Stiletti. So she believes that they have the tools to get the job done. But I think with the Blue Devils, what we really need from them is to really see for that offense to start going full tilt is them to find ways to get really sneaky and elusive with their passes, like we saw with the Swintowski-Mitchell goal.
Yep. I also think with the way this going, it's going to be a very close game.
And that one's going to ring off the post. Wow, what? Talk about some luck for a Cluj.
As I was saying, I think with this being as close as a game it is right now, it's going to be a testament of the team's conditionings and how long they can really maintain this.
Yeah, and Aklush with a huge save there, but having a really hard time as she took that one right off the left ankle.
It's a stinger. It's going to hurt.
But it's one of those huge moments of the game where you know the team knows she's hurting, but talk about a momentum changer, something as small as that can be, that she's going to take one off the ankle and just keep going.
Absolutely. It's going to hurt for a little bit, going to hurt to put some pressure on it, but hopefully the Lawrence Tech offense can kind of give her a break down here.
And Hubner was trying to find something, couldn't find a way in. Robinson down low, back to Hubner. Ground ball. And look who's in there for the ground ball, and that was Bella Burke. But ball going the other way. Odell, she's going to turn on the Jets. Now Jarvis versus Odell. It'd be interesting to see if they go that face-to-face style defense we saw with Jarvis on, really from Jarvis against Reinhardt.
I don't think so. I think they did that because there were two of them that are really, I think if Wechter was healthy, I could see Lawrence Tech going to that face defense, but I think as of right now, she hasn't posed too much of a threat to warrant that.
Gotcha. And Wechter trying to cut in, takes down Wallagora. Klusch is right there for backup. And that's going to be free possession as Wechter knocked it out of Klusch's stick in the crease. Now Smintowski going to go the other way here. Finds Mitchell. A little too much mustard on that pass. Robinson trying to find a hole, but getting a lot of pressure from Gelbach, and goes down there. And it looks like we're going to get a free possession shot here.
Looks like a free possession for a trip.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was Gelbach, England, or McInerney, but Robinson with the chance to put the Blue Devils up by one. She's going to rip. That one's going to go off the shin. Ball up in the air. Rebound. Goal. And Bella Burke, the ground ball queen, going to pick that one up and put it away.
Great original stop by Stiletti, but even better vision by Burke to realize that ball popped up in the air. I mean, we've stood next to Bella a few times. She's not the tallest girl in the world. For her to get up there in that scrum, snag that ball and bury it away was a great job.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about a senior that wants to win. I've seen her with more ice packs and ace wraps than I think anybody else in this tournament. And we've talked to her about it. She goes, I'm just doing my job. She doesn't think of it as anything else. She just knows that if she can use her speed and her defensive ability to step up, then she's golden. So Robinson versus Odell again. And that one's going to pop up, and Barnwald's going to get there first. So ball control goes straight to the Blue Devils. I really think that's going to be one of those battles of the games within games today.
Yep.
And I think we're going to see a 50-50 matchup here as it's 5-4 Benedictine. So definitely will be interesting. So Robinson sets up behind, goes for the over-top shot. What a save there. Stiletti able to get a tiny piece of it, but we're going to get a push with possession. And the Ravens going to take it over again. Now Dell able to find an open spot.
I don't think Stiletti saw that shot. I think she was just right place, right time, good positioning.
Yeah, it looked like she kind of had a screen in front of her. It was a solid shot, it looked like. As the Ravens try it, they go over top, and that one's going to go wide left. Now back up top for Gelbach. And it looks like Gelbach's going to get a free possession shot here, so huge chance for the Ravens. She's going to try and rip it over top of a Klush. As Gelbach will take a little bit of turf to the face and meet the turf monster, but she's going to tie it up for the Ravens. So Gelbach going to grab her 30th on the season, letting her hit that 30-point plateau and 33 points on the season. Sorry, 30th goal on the season, letting her hit the 30-goal plateau, and then 33 points on the year, making sure I say that right. So 9:46 left in the second quarter, and I feel like we are watching a war in the trenches right now, Nick. It is a stalemate. Every inch somebody gains, the other team gains it right back.
Yep, it's going back and forth. It's going to be a battle until the end. I think Lawrence Tech has the answer to Benedictine's offense and vice versa. I think Benedictine's offense has the answer to Lawrence Tech's defense, which not many teams have had that chance this year.
Yeah, so, I mean, really the only team I could think of that has been this close tooth and nail would be Siena Heights. Robinson trying to find something, found a way out in Smythe. And it really seems like Benedictine's defense has started going to a man or a woman D, where it's like woman-on-woman matchup instead of zone, which we've seen from some of the teams try and combat LTU this season. Over top again, looking for Spintowski. Barnwald able to pick up the ground ball to save the chance, but she's going to get a free possession shot here. And we really saw her ball out on Thursday against Reinhardt. 4 goals, an assist, if I remember correctly. She's going to go for the shot. It's going to be saved by Stiletti. Another foot save. And Robinson carries that one up the left side. And that one's going to ring off the post. Both goalies getting lucky here with these shots ringing off the post left and right.
If I'm Stiletti or Klush, I'm giving my post as much love as I possibly can right now.
And ground ball picked up by Jarvis. She's going to go the other way. A whole lot of room to run. But a whole sea of black in front of her. So 7:55 left in the half. And Nick, if we keep going with this stalemate here, what do you think your message would be, PC now, to for both teams?
Yeah, no, I think Lawrence Tech, they're not playing bad right now. I think right now Benedictine's defense is doing a great job of kind of, I don't want to say locking off, but playing lockdown defense. They're very executed with their checks. They check at the right time, so the ball's always coming out of Lawrence Tech sticks. But I think right now, if I'm Coach Meltzer, I'm just telling them, hey, we know what to do. Keep working.
I think defense-wise, this is probably the best defense LTU's seen all year. And we've seen them adjust quickly in this tournament to certain defenses, but I think this is the one. I don't know if it's just a situation with all the pressure for them of being the number one team at home, trying to win a national title. It just seems like they're a little off. Like the focus is maybe a little miscued because they're missing easy passes we've seen them make all year.
And there could be a little bit of that. We got to remember graduation was today, so any of the seniors on this team, this is, unfortunately, this is focus number 2. So they went through commencement earlier today. Now they're playing a lacrosse game, so maybe a little bit less time to kind of get their head in the game and get focused like they normally would. But right now I'm just playing this as another game.
So free possession shot for Mitchell. Ooh, what a interception, or would you call that a block or an interception?
I'd say that was a good, I would say it was a block with the stick.
And Spintowski coming out of nowhere tries to cause a turnover there. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout here from Benedictine. So as we go into that timeout, we're going to talk about the Mutual of Omaha Insurance Company. Contact the knowledgeable professionals at Mutual of Omaha for all your student-athlete catastrophic insurance needs. And definitely think there's going to be some insurance goals needed today.
Absolutely.
So as we go into a quick timeout, we will be right back on the NAIA Sports Network. And we are back during that timeout break. We were talking about the low scoring here as Benedictine, even though they're the 6th seed in the country and coming into this game 15-1, they are the nation's top scorers in the country, scoring 21.21 goals per game, almost 300 goals on the year before entering the tournament.
Yeah, I remember looking over their schedule, and they were beating teams consistently 19, 20, 21, 22 to 4, 5, 6 goals. I think for as much as they were scoring and how much they kept their opponent off the scoreboard, I definitely think the 6th seed was a little bit low for them.
And chance here for McInerney. She went for the pass. And Blue Devils able to swat that one down. Axie Bang able to find a hole and get away with the ground ball, but Claire Ryan is flying down the field to try and catch her. Now Hubner getting a lot of pressure here. She's able to dump it off, find Smythe. Now the Blue Devils are going to set up shop and try and get to work here to get a goal lead again with 5:10 left in the half. And Nick, I know you can agree with me here, but a goal or two before the half could be a huge momentum boost for either of these teams. And Claudia Garcia was the one that was able to cause that turnover, and now the Ravens are going the other way with it.
Yeah, I think Benedictine just kind of getting the bounces their way. Their sticks in the right place, their bodies in the right place. The passes that Lawrence Tech are used to going through aren't going through today, so I think a little bit of frustration starting to build up with the Lawrence Tech offense, but still in the game, still a tie ball game, so can't get out of it yet.
Yeah, so as that one comes up over top, I think the confidence right now with Benedictine is showing, but I really think we can't discredit the defense for the Blue Devils as they're holding the defense back. And it is a high-power offense as right there. Connolly comes through the middle. And looks like Jarvis took some damage there too. So it's going to be a free possession shot for Connolly. But LTU's Jarvis looks a little shooken up there.
A little bit, kind of just looked like a little collision in front of the net. Happens every once in a while. Hopefully nothing too serious. She doesn't look too banged up. Just a little bit of a stinger.
So another big chance for the Ravens here. And Connolly's going to rip this one. That one's going to be blocked by Burke. And she took that one right in the ankle.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, and Jarvis is going to go the other way with it. And I wish we could give out award for, call it the Band-Aid Award for whoever had the most block shots at the tournament, because I genuinely think Burke could be up for that.
Make the award an ice pack or two.
Possibly 12. Right now, it just seems like the Blue Devils are kind of starting to move before the ball hits their stick. Is little passes like that we've seen them make all year long are missing the cue by inches at most.
Yeah, I just think Benedictine's getting the stick in the passing lane, and unfortunately, they're getting a piece of it on the Lawrence Tech passes.
Yeah, so it'll definitely be interesting what the message is at halftime with 2:30 left. And with 60 seconds left on the possession clock, if the Blue Devils are lucky, they'll get the last 90 seconds in possession before the end of the half. Now McInerney went for the pass. Barnwell going to go the other way. As she goes over top, finds Robinson. Mitchell on the right side. And Robinson going to send that off to Hubner. Hubner looks top. Finds Barnwald over to Mitchell. Minute 35 left. And Gabby Mitchell with her patent falling sliding shot. She's kind of...
Honestly, the face dodge to roll kind of sidearm shot around the defender is sneaky. And she put some mustard on it. I'll give her that.
Yeah, we've seen her score, I believe, 4 times with that shot already this tournament. So now a minute left. In the half. Ravens with possession. And possession clock giving gonna beat up the clock by a little bit. Now 40 seconds left. And Simonson's gonna send that one to Ryan. Down low to Wechter. 25 seconds left. To England.
They're going to get a free possession shot.
Well, it looks like just
Nope, I think it's just be a free possession from behind the net.
So 22 and a half seconds left. Big opportunity again here from the Ravens, as nobody has been able to score since just under the 10-minute mark in the second. And big chance there, England. Tried to dump it in, but Kluge able to cut it down. Possession goes the other way for the Blue Devils as they are going to get out of the half without allowing another goal. And at the end of the half, we have a 4-4 game. Nick, I don't think anybody was expecting this low of a score.
No, honestly, going into this game, I thought we were going to have kind of a repeat of the WLAX championship against Siena Heights, the 15-14 super high scoring back and forth game. But I think right now, defenses for both teams, goalies for both teams, just shutting down the other team's offense. And I don't think that's something either of these teams are used to right now.
You know, and you could tell there's a lot of frustration kind of building on both offensive sides that who's going to score first. Because I feel like as soon as we see that fifth goal for one of the teams, the floodgates are going to open. But as we go into the half, we have our sideline reporter who we'll see just before we start the third quarter. She's going to go be our fly on the wall down there for us, see what's going on in those huddles, get us some inside information. And we just want to thank Hometown Ticketing. Hometown Ticketing is proud to be the official ticketing partner of the NAIA. Fast Gains, Happy Fans. I always love that motto. But we'll be back towards the end of the halftime break on the NAIA Sports Network. And we come back early from half. Down on the sideline, our sideline reporter, Elizabeth Kuhn. We're going to throw it back down to Elizabeth.
Hey guys, I just sat in on the halftime huddle for Benedictine, and Coach Hansen just said, look, that was not our best half of lacrosse, but we got out all the nerves, and we're tied at the national championship. So she said, we're just going to pull it together, really work together on offense, and get the job done the second half. Back to you guys.
And as we come back, a little bit of time left in the half. So we'll come right back to you at the start of the third here on the NAIA Sports Network. And we come back from halftime after that short break. Robinson. Odell in the draw again. That one's going to be swatted down. Still up in the air. Vang able to pick up that ground ball. And it's kind of batted down, bouncing all over. Smintowski able to grab it. So the Blue Devils going to get first possession here. Oh, Mitchell. Barnwold. Barnwold able to try and get free here. Goes back door. Finds Robinson. She's going to circle. Give and go. Was looking for Hubner. Hubner shot. Goal! Hubner is going to get the first one of the half. And the freshman and the WLAX newcomer of the year already starting to do damage here.
Yeah, I think off the edge push by Robinson, kind of getting it, forcing it to the middle a little bit. Luckily, Hubner's there, scoops up the ground ball. I think Stiletti may have gotten a piece of it, but not enough of it to keep it out of the net.
Yeah, it
Lawrence
looked like
Tech up 5-4.
Looked like she kind of got a piece of it with her left leg, but
I think she expected it to come a little bit quicker than it was.
Yeah, maybe she reacted a little too soon, but again, we're going to see the connection of Hubner and Robinson just going the other way now. So Robinson with 3 points already on the day. Hubner is going to grab her first goal. And really impressive showing from all three freshmen for the Blue Devils.
Absolutely. It's going to be quite the show when all three of these girls are seniors.
Yeah, and Coach Meltzer's talked about it before, about how she really thinks this is the best recruiting class she's had since she's came in 2015. And it's really showing here today as the underclassmen are showing out for the Blue Devils right now. And maybe where the veterans or your upperclassmen and trying to see what's going on as we got some people in front of us. A lot of excited fans here at Blue Devil Stadium. But it looks like a free possession shot potentially, or free possession. Nope, that's going to be a free possession shot for Erica Odell, and she was dangerous against SCAD in this position. She's going to go around, and what a nice goal by Odell. So she's going to grab her second of the day, and it's going to be tie ball game again with 12:40 left.
Yeah, I think that's where her experience coming from is Arizona State as a Division I NCAA school. I think that's where she kind of stands out a little bit, and really letting a Klush make the first move, which, I mean, as a goalie you never want to do, but when you get in that close, you kind of got to force her to do something. And the patience of Odell to hold on to that and get around a Klush, put that in the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, she's really showing that senior age. The Lee's Summit, Missouri native. Kind of shows that the hub of lacrosse in general out in that Kansas, Missouri area that we've talked about before. But I really think it's going to come down to who scores the last goal.
I 100% agree with you.
Robinson, again, tried going with that backhand's going to get tripped up. But it looks like we're going to get a free possession shot for Robinson. As so far today, Benedictine registered 2 for 2 on free possession shots. You can't see what's happening.
It's a stick save by Stiletti.
But it looks like possession for the Ravens as Stiletti's going to start with it. And Spintowski almost getting that. She's going to couple stick checks here. And Garcia is going to be able to escape with the ball. Now McInerney going to go down the left side of the field. Her and Spintowski are going to be battling, and almost an offsides there on Spintowski, but she caught herself before she did. And Connolly sends that over to Ryan. Now McInerney up top versus Lair. McInerney able to cut in and takes a big stick check there from Jarvis. And a little shaken up on the play. She kind of took it in the chops there. So, big free possession shot here. As only the Blue Devils have went 2 goals in a row to tie it up. Sorry, take the lead, and then Benedictine has came back, and it has been every other goal. Both teams switching up here. So McInerney going to send this one wide. Great job by the defense in front of Aklush to kind of break up that chance. There, Ryan against Vang to the middle. That shot's wide. That was a pretty quick and sneaky shot there by Claire Ryan.
I think Claire Ryan's about to get a penalty for a dangerous shot.
Yeah, 2 minutes, so going to be that 2-minute dangerous propelling foul. So that is the Blue Devils really going to have to take advantage of this with Ryan off the field. Because that is a big piece the Ravens are missing. Now Burke over to Mitchell. Down low to Robinson. They were looking middle with Burke and Spentowski. Burke right in the middle again. Able to grab it. Falling.
Great save by Stiletti.
And good on Burke for, even though she was falling, knew she wasn't going to have a great shot angle, still trying to get it off. Because at this point, something is better than nothing to try and break up this tie. Robinson able to grab the intercept there. Spentowski has the speed. She's got the opening. Takes a shot. That one's going to go wide left. And Stiletti able to get there before Mitchell and Hubner.
Yeah, I think Spentowski thought she had a lot less time than she did. She definitely could have gotten a few more steps in there and let it fire a little bit closer to the net.
That one's up over the top. Simonson found Odell, and Odell found McInerney on the left side. And that's the one thing I will give the Ravens is their passes have been extremely crisp today, where maybe the Blue Devils have been occasionally sloppy at times, just missing easy passes or trying to pressure things a little too much. Now Wechter, right here we talked about this on Thursday in the Reinhardt game of trying to take advantage of the injured knee of Wechter. So Jarvis going to come down the right side, able to get past, it looks like Connolly there. And Blue Devils going to set up here. .808 left in the third, still 5-5. Both teams trying to find some sort of advantage here. Barnwald's got a way in, shot right into the chest of Stiletti. She didn't even realize it hit her. And Spentowski tried intercepting that ball. Able to keep it in. Finds Jarvis to give her some space. Now Jenna Wright. Sophomore from Saline, Michigan. Burke with it against Odell. Over the top, Odell with a great stick check. That one's going to go over the top. Stiletti just able to grab that one. Now Robber is able to get that one up off of D. And England loses it. And gets swarmed by three Devils there. This one's going to go out. So that's going to be free possession for the Blue Devils. The ref's going to make Jarvis start farther down the field. Now Laird to Barnwald. And it looks like Wechter's going to get an offsides call here. As it wasn't just a few steps, almost made it past the number 3 on the 30-yard line. So that's another big stick to lose, as she's going to get a 2-minute penalty for it. We're going to see a timeout here from the Blue Devils. So as we go into timeout, we're going to talk about Huddle. Huddle is excited to serve as the official video analysis and exchange solution for the NAIA. Check out the capabilities of Huddle Focus Camera at www.huddle.com. So as the girls on the field go into a break, so will we, and we will be right back on the NAIA Sports Network. And we are back from that timeout, 6:20. Big penalty from Natalie Wechter for the offsides call. So see how the Blue Devils take advantage of this. And Spintowski down low to Hubner, to Robinson, to Mitchell. She's going to cut back up top, little pressure. Burke, fake shot, goes to the middle. Hubner, wide shot. And it looks like Stiletti got a toe on it. And England's going to get the pressure again, and Blue Devils defense starting to look like what we've seen from them all year, as they're starting to swarm the Ravens as they're coming upfield, and Erica Odell getting pushed down there. And Blue Devils also starting to pick up the physicality, Nick.
A little bit, yeah. I think, especially with this, I keep wanting to say man-up situation, this woman-up situation, they're definitely able to double the ball and make sure everybody's still covered, kind of create a little bit more pressure as they enter that transition game.
Yes. Now 2 Blue Devils coming out to kind of swarm here. A lot of open room, going to look for a shot, but that's shut down. Gelbach goes off for the pass. Now Wallagora on Ryan. Gelbach back open, going to try and cut in, go over top, goal! And Gelbach's going to give the Ravens their first lead of the their second lead of the game, as they had the first goal of the game. And Gelbach going to grab her 30th goal.
That's definitely something the Lawrence Tech defense cannot let happen. That situation, it's a 5-on-6. Benedictine's only got 5 girls in the offensive zone. Tried for the double, good spin move by Benedictine, but you got to hustle back, you got to slide, you got to get somebody over to not let that happen.
Yeah, and that's going to be actually Gelbach's 31st on the year, as she had one earlier, but it's been so long in between. And the fans here are getting ravenous, as the pressure of trying to win a national title on your home turf is got to be an absolute pressure cooker. Now McInerney on that left side versus Wallagora.
We're back to even strength in 5 seconds. So
definitely a missed opportunity for the Blue Devils here. Now Odell to Ryan. Back to Odell. Odell loses the ball. It's on the ground, and Aklush going to scoop it up. Now Jarvis going to try and find some room to run. Cuts back, but Aklush going to pick it up. As she goes long, was looking for Smythe. But Smythe not able to grab that one. Now McInerney going to pick up the ground ball, going the other way. Still with it, finds Ryan on that left side. Now Odell back up top with it. 3:07 left in the third. Ravens hanging on to a tight 1-goal lead. And it looks like her and McInerney trying to set something up over there. Wachter now. Can score too. Saw her do it on Thursday, even with the knee injury. And we saw this formation a lot. And great defensive play there by Burke. Now Jarvis. Going to cut the other way. She's going to turn on the Jets. Outruns McInerney by at least a yard there. Hits the brakes, finds Smendowski. Now down low to Hubner. Now Barnwell, Mitchell's going to set up. Barnwell trying to use the screen door advantage. Goes back door to Robinson. To the middle. Shot! Hubner! She's going to grab the hat trick. All tied up back at 6, 1:40 left in the third.
I think Lawrence Tech has figured out this Benedictine defense. I think the quick work it around, push the edge of the crease, draw that defender, dump it off to the wide open girl in the slot.
Yeah, we've seen that same play 4 times now.
And it has worked every time.
Yeah, I think they just got to catch that defensive player sliding, and it can make a world of difference for them. And I think they've kind of finally woken up. That 6th goal from the Ravens, I think, was kind of the reality check the Blue Devils needed. As after that goal, the passing seemed a lot better. The defense picked up. So it's kind of wondering if or when the monster that is the Blue Devils is going to wake up here.
Yeah, I think we're getting into crunch time here. Minute 38 left in the third. You only have one more quarter of lacrosse. I think LTU's kind of thinking in their head, we got to turn it on now or never.
Yeah, and you can already see is they are going almost 2 defenders on a ball carrier. And if you really pay attention, Burke is the one kind of leading that defense down there right now. And Odell wide open in the middle. But that one got pulled out. Odell shot. She's going to give the Ravens another one. And Odell's going to grab her hat trick goal, and the Ravens go back up by 1-7-6 now. And this short So Odell with 3 on the day. Huge momentum boost for the Ravens. Odell's going to grab her 63rd goal on the year.
Yeah, I think with Wechter being out, Odell is really picking up the slack and the majority of the offense for the Ravens. I think LTU, this late in the game, I think they got to figure out a way to stop her if they want any chance of coming out on top in this game.
And draw control still darn near even, 8-7. And draw control is going to go to the Devils. No, it looks like it's going to be a violation, and it's going to go to the Ravens. So Smintowski right on McInerney. And Burke right on McInerney as soon as she gets into the offensive zone. And starting to see a zone setup from the Blue Devils here. And Odell right in the middle again. She's going to grab goal number 4 with 18.7 seconds left, and Odell is popping off.
Yeah, you can tell Jarvis is getting a little frustrated right now.
And Coach Meltzer over on the sideline looks like she's giving Jarvis an earful right now. Along with graduate assistant / assistant coach, the Elder Barnwald, who's a Lawrence Tech alum, and now Wallagora coming over. But yeah, right now, Odell seems to be the kryptonite for the Blue Devils. As right now, national championship hopes are slowly slipping out of the grasp of the Blue Devils.
Still a lot of time to play, though.
In England, trying to get in there, ground ball. This one's going to be launched over top. Wallagora trying to get in there. Wechter able to grab it. And at the end of the third quarter, the Ravens jump out to a 2-goal lead. And it is going to be gut check time for the Blue Devils, as the Ravens have all the momentum on their side right now. So we're going to take a short break and be right back on the NAIA Sports Network. And we are back from that quarter break. We are down to gut check wartime as we are in the last 15 minutes of the NAIA women's lacrosse season. Ravens 8, Blue Devils 6. The 6th seed is currently beating the number 1 team in the nation in the final matchup. And right there, the defense of the Blue Devils kind of scrambling, able to break the play up. And the ground ball queen, I would say, of the tournament, Bella Burke, able to break that up and get it going for the Blue Devils. And if there was 15 minutes, the Blue Devils have to put it together for the rest of the season. It's this quarter.
It is definitely. I think if Lawrence Tech can play like they have played all season in this final quarter, they can make some things happen and come out on top.
Yeah, it's really just going to come down to, can they execute? Because that seems like it's been their biggest issue this game is executing the small little details and facets of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's been a lot of force and pressure from this Benedictine defense that are making those small mistakes. So right here, we're looking for that pass. Mitchell, shot, goal! Gabby Mitchell!
There it is again, working along the outside, working it behind the net, pushing that far side, finding somebody wide open in the slot.
So Mitchell's going to grab her second, and you want to talk about someone having a day. Sydney Robinson, the freshman. We've seen her do it almost every game this year. She's going to grab her, has 1 goal, and she's going to grab her 4th assist on the day. And Mitchie, as the woman caller on her team, going to have her 2nd goal on the day. And right now is when you need your veterans to start standing out. The freshmen have been holding this Blue Devil team together. And usually we already see Spintowski with a couple goals, as she's only been held to an assist today, which is super rare and shows how hard this Benedictine defense is working. And that's going to be still possession for the Blue Devils as Barnwell got knocked down by Odell. And right there, Odell causing a turnover. And I really think her physicality, really her style of play has been extremely frustrating for the Blue Devils today. And missed ground ball there as Stiletti came pretty far out of the net. And that's going to be a possession Ravens as Brooke Robber, the Chesterfield, Missouri native, got knocked down there. Now Margot Gelbach. Was setting up with it, but now Aiden McInerney. Down to Claire Ryan. To Wechter. 12:05 left before we see who's the 2022 Women's Lacrosse National Champion. Gelbach going to take a run at it. Meets a wall of defenders. Down low to Ryan. And Odell trying to find a way to slip into that slot again to grab number 6. Here she goes. Sorry, goal number 5. To the middle, Odell. That shot's going to go wide right. So that's going to be possession Blue Devils. Jenna Wright with it. Back to Klush. To Wallagora. Now to Mitchell on the right side. She's going to come, was looking for Smythe in the middle. McInerney able to pick that up. Burke's on her. And it's going to go right back to Stiletti.
I think we're going back to the whole Lawrence Tech trying to force something to the middle of the field.
And Spitowski. Another stick check. Ground ball. Robinson. And that's going to be free possession for the Ravens. Now Spitowski trying to put the pressure on England. Trades off with Jarvis. Jarvis swing and a miss on England. Over top to Odell. And starting to see the Lawrence Tech defense really kind of starting to mirror Odell. Even though she's trying to find a way to escape. Communication is key right now as we got a bunch of people fighting for a ground ball, and Axie Vang able to pick that one up. So that one's going to go to the middle. Kluge going to pick it up as she's getting swarmed. And what a lucky call there as she was surrounded by a sea of Ravens.
Kind of a pressure situation. Axie Vang just kind of throwing it into the middle of the field, and you never want to do that.
Big dodge there by Spitowski. Now Robinson with it on the right side. She cuts back. Gonna look in. Shot just wide. And Hubner able to get there first. 9:08 left in the season. Now Barnwald. Let's see if they can do it again. 33 seconds left on the possession clock. Back door. Barnwald's going to circle. Has a shot. Bouncy goal. Barnwald ties it up. One of the biggest goals of the game right there in momentum back to the Blue Devils. As they scored 2 unanswered after Benedictine jumped out to a 2-goal lead to end the third.
Once again, we see him work it behind the net, put pressure on the low defenders, work it around, sneak to the middle of the net. Great face dodge by Barnwald. Able to bounce it, bury it over the stick of Stiletti, and that's the goal that Lawrence Tech needed to kind of get them going, get them pumped, get them back in this game.
Yeah, and right there, I mean, now we're starting to see the veterans get into it as Spitowski. We haven't really been able to say her name is that right big play. That could have turned around as a huge change for the Blue Devils. And Barnwald getting into it. Mitchell's getting into it. And we talked about at the beginning of the game the equal balance from the Blue Devils as they have 6 goal scorers today for 8 goals. Where 4 of the goals for the Ravens have come from Odell. So now with 8:18 left, back to a trench warfare stalemate between these teams. And Wechter trying to find a way to get her team a national championship in her senior year. England to the middle, looking for Odell. And it almost, the parent goal situation almost had me for a minute. So it looked good on the side of the net, and this is going to be a free possession for the Blue Devils. Set pass almost intercepted by Ryan. Odell trying to put the pressure on.
Odell keeps getting these cross checks a little high. Sure, she's just kind of pushing boundaries.
Just absolutely beside herself as Odell kind of pushed her out of bounds there. So huge possession here for the Ravens. Time winding down. Just a little over 7 minutes left, and it looks like the Ravens are going to call a timeout. And Nick, I am besides myself right now. This is the true barn burner.
Absolutely. I think right now, Lawrence Tech, I'm not concerned about anybody else on the Benedictine offense other than number 7, Erica Odell. I think she's kind of the one that's put the team on her back. She has 4 of the 8 goals. I think if I'm Coach Meltzer, I'm putting my best, fastest defenseman on her, and she is not to get open. I don't care where she goes on the field, what she does. There's somebody on her hip at all times.
Yeah, and I mean, McInerney, who we saw kind of go wild the other day, she's only got an assist. Wechter with 3 assists, though, on the day. But really, both McInerney and Wechter, and you can include Ryan's assist there, everything's really going through Odell. And if they can shut her down, the Ravens are going to have to find something quick to help them out. So whoever ends up winning this game is really going to earn it. Has this been one heck of a national championship final? And the 6th seed really giving the number 1 seed everything he can handle.
Absolutely. Like I said, I don't think that that number 6 for Benedictine is a true representation of what they are as a team.
Completely agree there. Right now, I think it's going to come down. The game's going to come down a lot on the Lawrence Tech defense.
Yep.
Can they hang on and shut down Odell?
Yep. I wholeheartedly agree.
And this possession is going to say a lot, especially with how much momentum the Blue Devils just got back after 2 quick goals.
I think right now is a definite shutdown need.
And right there, Walagora, right on Odell's hip. Now McInerney trying to get free, and that one's going to go right to the middle. And what a stop by Jenna Wright, the sophomore, able to break up that pass there. Now Kluge finding Spintowski. And she is going to turn on the Jets here. She cuts back, center of the field. Gets away from Ryan. Now McInerney trying to chase her down. Burke with it. Down to Huebner. Spintowski misses the pass. Immediate pressure from Odell. Now Mitchell gonna slow it down here. 50 seconds left on the possession clock. Smythe. Can the Blue Devils find gold again in this setup? Robinson able to pick it up. She swings up top. Gets thrown out of the slot.
We're going to have a free possession shot.
You want to talk about probably the biggest pressure situation of the game, it's going to be right here. The Blue Devils haven't been able to have the lead since the second quarter. Smintowski, that's going to be another free possession for the Blue Devils. And I would have to say a huge mistake here by the Ravens as they just put the ball in the hands of the most dangerous Blue Devil shooter. And this is going to be a big chance. Stiletti's going to have to show why she's second in the nation.
I think biggest issue right now is Odell lining up behind her, going to try to chase her down.
Shot. That one's going to go wide, but Mitchell able to pick it up.
Gets a reset of the shot clock.
5:05 minutes left. And we see who's lifting a trophy. Barnwald trying to find something. Smythe gets shoved down.
It's a big hit coming across the middle of the field.
And Smythe brushing it off. And that's going to be a big penalty on Margot Gelbach, as she has 2 goals for the Ravens today. So that's going to be a 2-minute penalty.
2-minute penalty and a free possession shot on that.
And we're going to see a timeout here by Coach Meltzer and the Blue Devils. And we have to go to break. I really don't want to go to break. But we just want to take a minute and thank Shorts Travel Management as the official travel partner of the NAIA. Short Travel would like to congratulate all of the NAIA championship teams on an excellent season. Short Travel Management is proud to help these teams reach their destination during the postseason play and throughout the year. Shorts Travel, proud to be the official travel partner of the NAIA. So we'll be right back on the NAIA Sports Network. And 4:45 left in the fourth quarter as we come back. Tie game, Benedictine. Lawrence Tech, free possession shot for the freshman. Elaine Smythe, the Novi, Michigan native, probably taking the biggest shot of her life right now. She's going to pull back.
Smart decision.
And you could definitely tell in that timeout, Coach Marianne Meltzer probably cooked something up. Looking here, Hubner. Nice shot, but Saletti
coming up with the answer.
So, minute 40 left in that penalty to Gelbach, and that's going to create a big hole on offense.
So, with this penalty, Lawrence Tech cannot be too aggressive.
And clear as
right
day,
there,
Claire Ryan. She's going to go low. Goal! 4:07 left, and the Ravens go up by 1.
Lawrence Tech getting a little too aggressive in transition. Man down, you try to double the ball, you have to communicate with your defense. You cannot leave Claire Ryan wide open like that on the penalty kill.
And she's going to grab her second of the day, giving her 3 points as in one of potentially her final games as a Raven.
That is just an absolute breakdown on the Lawrence Tech defense and transition game,
And
that cannot happen.
Yeah, Ryan grabbing her 33rd of the year, and Wechter grabbing her 4th assist of the day. That's going to give her her 33rd assist and 122nd point on the year. So the Blue Devils going to have to make this woman down situation count now to tie it back up.
Absolutely.
With 1:23 left on the penalty and 4:07 left in their season. Can they keep their season undefeated? Now Mitchell setting up, finds Barnwell. Barnwell with a little bit of a hole. Going to cut back, finds in. She's going to slide out, finds Hubner in the back. Up top to Burke, but goes through to Smintowski. Little give and go here. Smintowski going to pick it up, but gets met with a wall of Garcia. Mitchell trying to find something in the middle, loses it. And Odell going to get free possession here. And Coach Hansen talked about unfinished business before the game. They'd beaten Cumberland's. They beat SCAD, the two teams that had always beat them in their chances at the national title. And she said Lawrence Tech is last on the checklist to check off. Shot goes wide.
Nope.
Low. Yeah, low is what I meant. And the Ravens are going to go up by 2, and Blue Devils defense looks absolutely shook. 2:46 left on the game. The Ravens up by 2 now, 10-8. Wait,
Wow,
no, goal!
They're going to wave the goal off for an illegal stick. That's why you check it after every goal.
And that stick is now disqualified from the rest of the game. And England's goal called off.
That is huge for the Blue Devils.
So now that's going to be, I believe, free possession for the Blue Devils there.
Yep, going to be free possession for the Blue Devils. Goal is going to be called off. We remain at a 9-8 game with 2:45 left in the game.
So, big momentum boost for the Blue Devils as they thought that was it. So Mitchell's going to try and carry it around the left side, getting pressure from Garcia, cuts in. Ball on the ground. Turnover chance, but Saletti's going to pick it up. Now Burke going to try and put some pressure on Garcia. Garcia able to find McInerney. Huber putting pressure on McInerney now. And Robinson tried making a diving stick check there. Couldn't get to it. McInerney's going to try and run down the time here. 63 seconds left. Turnover. Bella Burke able to pick it up.
This is gut check time for the Lawrence Tech offense. They need to get something going here just to tie it up.
And Odell is going to get a stick check in there, but Smintowski able to turn the speed up and save it. Now Robinson finds Mitchell. 85 seconds left on the possession clock. 1:20 left in the game. Blue Devils down 1. They have one play they can go to that they know has worked all game. And that's going to be free possession for the Ravens. .53 seconds left. And Smythe trying to put the pressure on Gelbach. 42.4 left. And the Ravens are going to call a timeout. So as they take a break, so are we, and we'll be right back on the NAIA Sports Network. And we are back for the last 42.4 seconds of the championship final. Can the Blue Devils score one and tie it to go into overtime, or is Benedictine going to win their first national championship since 1967?
Yeah, I think Lawrence Tech needs to get a big ride here, force a turnover.
Ball on the ground. 32 seconds left. It gets launched over the top. Wallagora not able to grab it. Jarvis able to grab it. Something's going on. The clock. Something happened.
And that is it, folks. 5 seconds left. And the Benedictine Ravens are going to be your 2022 national champions for women's lacrosse. An absolute heartbreak of a game for Lawrence Tech. But props to these women that have made it this far. An absolute amazing season for Lawrence Tech. Benedictine coming in as the 6th seed, getting the upset first round, getting the win second round against SCAD, and pulling the win off against the number 1 seeded Lawrence Tech Blue Devils.
And there was a bit of confusion there, it looked like, at the end of the game. And definitely feel for the seniors, for the Blue Devils. I want to thank them on a great season.
Kind of words to Lawrence Tech, keep your chins up. Hard-fought game, just kind of couldn't get it done. Great season, going undefeated all the way through until now. They played a hell of a season, and they have definitely a lot to be proud of. With a young team as they do, I feel for the seniors that unfortunately this is their last game, but from now on, chins up, work hard over the summer, come back, be ready next year to take another run at it.
Yeah, and just so we'll do both teams of the seniors, but for the runners-up, Lawrence Tech Blue Devils, number 2, Bella Berg, senior midfielder from Brighton, Michigan. Number 8, senior midfielder from Farmington Hills, Michigan, Abby Spintowski. Number 10, Katie Waits, senior midi from Milford, Michigan. Number 15, captain, Abby Barnwald, senior defender and attacker, Lake Orion, Michigan. Number 17, Tegan Lair, senior defender.
Attack.
Well, she's plays
she's
defense
playing
now.
both now.
Yeah. From Howell, Michigan. Captain, number 19, Axie Vang, senior defender from Brooklyn Park, Michigan. And to go over to the national champions, the Benedictine Ravens. Senior attacker, number 2, Claire Ryan from Osterville, Massachusetts. Senior attacker, number 3, Rihanna England from Tomball, Texas. Number 7, senior Erica Odell, midfielder from Lee Summit, Missouri. Number 9, Brooke Robber, senior defender from Chesterfield, Missouri. Number 12, Aiden McInerney, senior midi from Overland Park, Kansas. And number 21, senior midfielder Natalie Wechter from Royersford, Pennsylvania. And that's all our seniors for both teams. Just want to say congrats on one last final run and your potentially last year of college. But we have our sideline reporter, Elizabeth Kuhn, down on the field, who's going to grab some people for us for a quick interview as the award situation gets set up. And it looks like we are going to have to wait for those interviews until after the awards are handed out. And again, the Blue Devils come oh so close to winning a national title, as this is the second year in a row that they are the runners-up.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can say. I mean, 2 years in a row being the national runners-up, that's definitely a tough pill to swallow. But, I mean, shout out to Coach Marianne Meltzer for putting together a team that can make it back-to-back. Unfortunately, not able to finish, but it definitely shows what kind of talent she's bringing in to get here back-to-back years.
Yeah, and you know that the Blue Devils are definitely going to be back in the national conversation next year. And definitely a sombering moment for the Blue Devil Nation that's here and has supported the women's lacrosse team all year long. Is a lot of the fans have still stayed to support the Blue Devils even after the game. And for sophomore Annabella Klusch, I think come next year there's going to be a lot of topic of conversation around her.
Absolutely. I think going into the summer, going into next year, I know we've talked a little bit to her. She's hungry. She doesn't want to lose her starting spot, and I don't think anybody coming in is going to take that from her.
Yes.
I think she has now solidified herself as the backbone of this Lawrence Tech defense, and that creases her for the next 2 years to come.
Yeah, is the only other backup goalie is Alexandra Mojado, who saw a little bit of time this year, the Las Vegas, Nevada native. She's a sophomore too, so her and Klusch came in together. So I definitely think there's always going to be pressure on Annabelle to perform, because you know Mojado is definitely going to be hungry for that spot. But I'm definitely going to be interested how Benedictine replaces some of the people they are losing, because they are losing some key figures in this national championship team.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are losing some key figures. Obviously, on the Benedictine side, you're losing Wechter, you're losing Odell, two of your top scorers for that Benedictine Ravens offense. And then, I mean, going back to Lawrence Tech, you're losing pretty much half of your starting lineup. I had it in front of me, but you took it from me.
Yeah, they're losing 5 of their starters.
And I mean, big names that you're losing. You have Smentowski, the speedy midfielder coming through the middle. You're losing Abby Barnwald, who just ground balls after ground balls. You're losing Bella Burke, who we claimed her to be the Dyson a few games ago, because anytime there's a ball on the ground,
she was there.
She's the first one to pick it up. Luckily, they do have a couple people remaining or coming back. You have Cindy Robinson, who's been great in the draw controls all year. She's just a freshman. And then another big one that you're retaining on the offensive side is junior Gabby Mitchell. I definitely think she's going to be a force to be reckoned with next year when it comes to scoring some goals and being an absolute leader for this Lawrence Tech offense.
Yeah, and speaking on behalf of Benedictine, Margot Gelbach, who is pretty solid for a freshman in her first national title run. I think she's going to be solid for Benedictine next year. Also, you have Grace Simons, who is pretty solid in the midfield.
Yep.
Kind of showed out a couple games this tournament. Elizabeth Connolly, and then they also have Gianna Stiletti as a sophomore, who's going to be here for the next 2 to 3 years, depending on eligibility.
Yep. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these girls on both teams, especially the seniors this year, they have an extra year of eligibility because of the
because
COVID
of the COVID
year.
rule. Yep.
So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of these girls, especially on these two teams that made it to the national championship this year. It would not surprise me to see a good number of these girls come back for a 5th year, maybe start grad school and continue to play lacrosse.
Yeah, with it'll definitely be an interesting national tournament next year. So, and it looks like Coach Marion Meltzer going to win NAIA Coach of the Year, and I'd say that's very well deserved.
Very well deserved. She is one of the most knowledgeable people I have ever talked about in women's lacrosse. I mean, a little background on her. She played Division I NCAA lacrosse for a powerhouse Maryland team. Actually, I believe last week, if not a week and a half ago, Maryland was in Ann Arbor playing the University of Michigan, and Coach Meltzer took her team to that game, kind of met with the Maryland coach a little bit, got some words of wisdom for the tournament, and just the knowledge she has and how much she puts into this program is definitely not gone unrecognized.
Yeah, and I mean, I think what we're also forgetting here is that Coach Meltzer came in 2015 and complete with a brand new program, really, because sports really came back to Lawrence Tech in 2015 as a whole.
Yep.
And has turned Lawrence Tech into a women's lacrosse powerhouse.
Yep. I wholeheartedly agree. They've definitely put Lawrence Tech on the map in women's lacrosse. I mean, cracking that top 10 is one thing. You're going to get your name out there, but you go back-to-back.
And a consistent contender in a national title.
You're going to go back-to-back as a contender in a national championship. You're going to see these girls that maybe want to go play Division I NCAA lacrosse, but maybe they don't get an offer from Michigan or Michigan State or a Michigan school, and they want to stay close to home. Obviously, this provides the NAIA as a whole, but as a national contender in Lawrence Tech, that provides an outlet for these girls to continue to play lacrosse at a high level, compete year in, year out for a national championship.
And that also speaks volumes for Benedictine, with them winning their first national title since the late 60s. And I think it speaks a lot for Coach Claire Hansen that as an alum and a former player, there's a lot of pride that you take into not only giving back to your school, but maybe you weren't there to be able to win a national title when you were a player, but to come back as a coach and bring that trophy home. I think that also gives, like we were talking about with Lawrence Tech, of them being a contender and people wanting to come there, it also gives people out in that KCAC hub and conference a place to come where they know there's good lacrosse.
Absolutely.
And I think that the state of NAIA lacrosse is in really good hands going into the next couple of years in the future because it's only going to get better.
Absolutely.
So great job for Benedictine on not only winning the national champion, you took down the undefeated #1 team on their home turf.
Absolutely.
So I think that really speaks volumes to not only Claire Hansen, head coach of the team, but the seniors, and really kind of breaking down LTU as a whole, as they just found a way to win. This Saletti putting the team's name on the women's lacrosse board as the national championship. So as we wait for Elizabeth down on the sideline to get our interviews, as I believe we're going to have Coach Hansen get an interview along with Natalie Wechter, who one of the main components of this team, 4 assists on the day, which was huge, but also Erica Odell. So we'll wait for them. But As we kind of wait for them to set up, we will take a short break and be right back on the NAIA Sports Network. And as we come back from break, our sideline reporter Elizabeth Kuhn with the #1 attacker and senior attacker Natalie Wechter. She had 4 assists on the day, so we're going to throw it down to Elizabeth.
Hey guys, I'm here with Natalie Wechter. It was a back and forth game. How did you pull it off?
Honestly, I think just sticking together as a team is really what we always do, and that's how we pulled it off and really shown through to the end. You know, we knew we were going to go in and it was going to be a battle, but our team is full of so much heart and so much grit for each other. It was really just putting ourselves on the line for one another and giving it our all.
And you worked the entire season for this moment. So what are the emotions right now, if you can put them into words?
I honestly couldn't put them into words, but I'm going to try. I'm mind blown. It's kind of a little surreal moment. You know, we were my freshman year in the national championship and we lost, and I knew we'd be back. So it's kind of a full circle moment for me as a senior. I'm graduating, next weekend, and I'm so happy. I don't know.
Defense has played a huge role in this game. Was that the game plan going into this one?
I don't think it was necessarily the game plan, but again, like I said, we knew it was going to be a battle. So defense stepped up and did what they had to do like they always do, and they just pulled it off. It's really working together as a team and as a whole.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Hey guys, I'm here with Coach Claire Hansen. You just won the national championship. How proud are you of this team?
So proud. Every single person contributed, from our bench and their talk and just the things they do at practice to Natalie Wechter playing a bit of a different role today, and Erica Odell stepping up major, and all of our other players. I could literally name every single one of them. So proud of them.
Yeah, I sat in during the halftime talk, and you could tell the emotion. These girls wanted it so bad. How do you put that into words?
This trip has been really special. We've just been in our hotel, sort of in our own little world. We got here super early. It was all about preparation. We would not be here in this position if we didn't have our athletic trainer, Danny, our strength coach, Coach Ben, who came with us. And we really focused on nutrition, all the little things, and these guys bought into that. And so all those little things added up in this moment.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm here with Erica Odell. You had 4 goals on the night and you won the tourney MVP. What are you feeling right now?
I don't know. This is real life right now. My stuttering says enough, I feel like.
It was a back and forth battle all game. How did you guys do it? How did you guys pull it off?
Truthfully, we just stayed positive the whole way through, and we knew if we relied on each other, we could do anything together. And I think we took that to heart, and we really pushed on one another to get us through this.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Back to you.
And thank you, Elizabeth, for helping close that out. 3 great interviews. Coach Hansen did a great job this season to come back and win and coach a team to a national title. And then Odell balling out in what could be her final game as a collegiate women's lacrosse player. Wechter, even on a bum leg, 4 assists on the day, and just kind of showed why she's one of, and actually the best, and awarded the NAIA Women's Lacrosse Player of the Year award. So for everybody, we just want to say thank you for joining us for these national tournament.
I just want to say thank you, Alex. Thank you, everybody here at State Champs, for allowing me to come up towards the end of this season and kind of hop on the broadcast every once in a while. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here, buddy. It's nice having someone to talk to in the booth, as we usually roll solo, but definitely thank you for joining us and taking your time out to come have some fun with us. But we just want to say thank you for everybody that has watched the whole tournament. To the Benedictine fans, congratulations to you guys. and your daughters on winning a national title, because without the parents, they wouldn't be here. And hopefully we get to see Lawrence Tech again next year in the national tournament, and wish them all the best. But for me, Alex Johnson, Nick Kaiser to my right, both Chucks, our camera guys, Nick on camera, BB on camera, our technical director, Alex Sweet. We just want to say thank you for joining us this year and joining us one last time for the season on the NAIA Sports Network.